Join me as I try to negotiate my rent down using these 6 tips and see if I can score some awesome perks in the process. With the idea of buying a home being unattainable for many, the price of rent has steadily increased over the past few years. Renting can be a real challenge, especially when it feels like rent prices are skyrocketing and your wages are stuck in neutral. You're not alone in feeling the pressure of high rental cost. In fact, many renters are stuck in a cycle of financial stress, wondering how they'll make ends meet each month. The truth is, rent prices have been outpacing wage growth for years, leaving many of us feeling stuck and helpless. Lease negotiation is an incredibly powerful tool that can save you money and get you some amazing perks, but for some reason, renters are hesitant to even try it. Maybe it's because they're not sure where to start, or maybe it's because they're afraid of losing the house. But trust me, it's worth it. And today, I'm going to share with you 6 tips that will help you negotiate your lease. So, what's holding renters back from negotiating your lease? Well, for one, there's a fear of rejection. People don't want to rock the boat and risk losing their apartment. And then there's the lack of knowledge. People just don't know how to go about negotiating, or what they can reasonably ask for. And finally, there's the fear of being taken advantage of. People worry that if they do manage to negotiate a better deal, they'll end up sacrificing something else in the process. But what if I told you that with the right strategy, you could get a better deal without sacrificing anything? But what if I told you that with the right strategy, you could get a better deal without sacrificing anything? And finally, some renters are just plain lazy. They don't want to put in the effort to negotiate, even if it means saving themselves a ton of money. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Every hour you spend negotiating your lease can save you hundreds, even thousands, of dollars in the long run. Okay, so now that we've talked about the common challenges renters face, let's dive into the good stuff. Here are the 6 lease negotiation tips that will help you lower your rent and score some amazing perks. Tip number 1, do your research. Knowing the market value of your rental is key to negotiating a better price. Know what other renters in your building are paying and look at comparable rental properties in your area to determine a fair rent range. This will give you a solid foundation to base your negotiation on. Tip number 2, know your landlord. Building a relationship with your landlord can go a long way in getting you a better deal. Find out what their priorities are and what they're willing to negotiate on. Tip number 3, timing is everything. Try to negotiate your lease at the end of the month, when the landlord is more desperate to fill vacancies. At the end of the year or during the summer months there may be less demand for rentals. Tip number 4, be respectful and polite. Remember, your landlord is a person too, and the nicer you are, the more likely they are to work with you. Tip number 5, be willing to walk away. If you're not getting the deal you want, be prepared to look elsewhere. This shows your landlord that you're not desperate, and they may be more willing to work with you. If the negotiation doesn't go in your favor, be willing to walk away from the deal. This shows the landlord that you're not desperate, and that you're willing to move. Tip number 6, ask about amenities. Sometimes, it's not just about the rent price. Ask about amenities like free parking, a gym, or on-site laundry. These perks can add up to big savings over time and won't cost the landlord anything. For example, my friend Andrea was able to negotiate a brand new gym membership, plus a $100 discount on her monthly rent, just by asking politely and being willing to walk away. And I know a guy when negotiated a free parking spot for a year, just by being respectful and doing his research. Take, for instance, the story of Mark, who was able to negotiate a whopping $200 discount on his monthly rent, plus a brand new washer and dryer, just by doing his research and being polite. He sent a simple email to the landlord, asking about the possibility of a discount, and the landlord agreed to meet with him. In the meeting, Mark was respectful, polite, and willing to walk away, and as a result, he got an amazing deal. Mark's story just goes to show that with the right strategy, you can get an amazing deal on your lease. And that's exactly what I'm going to try to do. I'll be using these 6 tips to negotiate my own lease, and I'll let you know how it goes. To recap, the 6 tips for negotiating your lease are: building a relationship with your landlord, do your research, time it right, be respectful and polite, don't be afraid to walk away, and ask for amenities. By following these tips, you'll be well on your way to saving money and scoring some amazing amenities. Thanks for watching. If you've got any lease negotiation tips of your own, leave them in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe for more tips on smart renting.